This summer, I had an opportunity to visit a beautiful old town in Poland and one of the most significant and somber historical sites, Auschwitz. If you're planning a visit to Auschwitz, I highly recommend following this thoughtful sequence I'm about to share with you. Despite all my prior research, nothing could fully prepare me for the emotional weight of being there. Thankfully, I organized my itinerary in a way that offered emotional support throughout the journey, making my 4-day stays in Krakow both meaningful and manageable on a physical, mental, and emotional level. In this video, I'll guide you through the comforting itinerary, and you'll also find links in the description to some interesting places and restaurants I visited. Now let's start with the day 1 and 2. I'm coming to my man. If you check in early, you might be able to combine these 2 days into one.
This is for you, La. I'm so romantic. Huh?
But if, like us, you arrive later, I recommend using the first day to rest, settle in, and prepare yourself mentally and physically. Then, on day 2, take time to relax and get a good night's sleep to ensure you're well rested for your visit to Auschwitz the following day. Here are some activities you can enjoy on these 2 days. First is to notice the town's stunning architecture and castle. As well as the beauty of the nature blooming in the season. And second is to take an evening stroll through Krakow's charming old town. And next, you can immerse yourself in the local culture by exploring markets, sampling homemade goods, and engaging with passion-driven stalls.
How do you say thank you? Dziękuję. Dziękuję. Dziękuję.
Say one more time.
Dziękuję.
Dziękuję. Dzięki. I'll take dzięki. Your style is very beautiful. Like us, trying to connect with the locals, maybe even learn a few words in their language. And of course, is to enjoy a peaceful picnic if the weather is beautiful. And it seems like a mission for a foodie like me to find the best food in town. From traditional Polish dishes or from the Italian. On the second day, be sure to eat well and stay hydrated. And a little tip for you, stock up some snacks like cookies or bread and make sure to bring plenty of water for your visit to Auschwitz, as it will be a long and emotionally intense day. We also found an excellent quality and tasty modern fast food. Enjoy some sweets or the bitterness in the espresso coffee. Thank you so much. On day 3, the heaviness begins the moment we woke up, knowing that today we'll be visiting one of the most emotionally intense historical sites. The Auschwitz-Birkenau Museum offers guided tour that lasts around 3 hours, providing important historical context and covering both Auschwitz I and Birkenau. Here you encounter crowds without laughter and followed by a sense of mourning that fills the silence. As peaceful as the grounds may seem when we first walked in, that peace vanishes when you remember what this place was built for. To give you some background, Auschwitz was established by Nazi Germany in 1940, originally as a concentration camp for Polish political prisoners. Over time, it expanded into an extermination camp, primarily targeting Jews as part of the Holocaust. The tour began here in Auschwitz I, the original camp. Other than political prisoners, here's where the intellectuals and dissidents were imprisoned. This camp also housed SS officers, or known as Schutzstaffel, a Nazi party's paramilitary. Over 1.1 million people, Jewish, Poles, Roma, Soviet Poles, and others, were murdered here. The majority were Jewish, systematically exterminated in gas chambers. Before you visit, I recommend checking the description below for a link to a BBC documentary. It gives you a deeper understanding of the human stories and survivor testimonies, which can help you prepare emotionally. Now let me share a brief silent moment from my visit. Please watch with deep respect for the victims and for the dark chapters of history. The second part of the tour took us to Auschwitz II, also known as Birkenau. It is the largest section of the camp and the primary site of mass exterminations. Birkenau housed the gas chambers and the crematoria, where the unimaginable happened on a massive scale.
The locals were expelled, as you know. When prisoners were made to demolish their houses, and the brick from the houses was reused in this camp to build the first barracks for prisoners. And it was the women's concentration camp for most of the time. We'll go to one of those barracks later. And when the SS ran out of brick, they started bringing here from Germany such wooden huts, which originally used to be prefabricated stables for German. Either number 2 or number 3, both of which were right at the end of the track. And you can see some one of those photographs taken by themselves. I've heard stories about Auschwitz at home since I was a child. Local Polish people who lived in this area during World War II. There are stories of those who survived the war, about what they knew about Auschwitz. They survived the Warsaw Ghetto Uprising, which broke out in April 1940. After the uprising was suppressed and the ghetto area was wiped out, there were still some Jewish people fighting in Warsaw. And taken by Nazis to lure them out of those hiding places. Started searching for passengers.
Visiting Auschwitz is not just a historical experience, but a profound moral one. It reminds us of the horrific consequences of hatred and discrimination, encouraging reflection on human rights, tolerance, and the importance of memory to prevent such horrors from happening again. As we close this chapter, I invite you to take a moment with me to bless every soul touched by this part of history with peace. Next, I've arranged a natural healing journey to the world's oldest operating salt mine, Wieliczka salt mine, in southern Poland for a spiritual, emotional, and physical reset.
And you do this every day?
Not every day. On the weekdays, I have up to one group a day. During weekends, 2 or 3 groups a day. Okay, please go inside this chamber.
Growing up in Southeast Asia, I've seen spiritual practitioners use salt to cleanse and purify spaces, objects, and even persons' aura and energy. Salt is believed to absorb negative energy, create a protective barrier, and promote healing, balance, and positive energy flow.
This one was designed especially for horizontal transport of barrel of salt. To use it, miners had to make a special entrance, like this one you can see below your feet. The name of this tool is a Hungarian dog. Hungarian because it was brought from Hungary, and dog because miners said that this one makes the sound of a barking dog. And this is the manual cruise, or hand cruise machine. It has 2 names. This is the device made especially for vertical transport. It was powered by 4 people. He is the one who proved that the air goes around the sun, not the other way around. And this made him the most popular Polish astronomer in the history. One interesting thing, he is also one of the first ever visitors in our mine. It was in 1493, when he was just 20 years old student of Krakow's Academy. Nowadays, it is
We also see salt incorporated into spa treatments, and the Wieliczka salt mine supplies many of these products.
In that period of time, there was no tourist route. To enter our excavations, Copernicus needed permission given directly from a king, because this mine was a property of king.
Surprisingly, through her engagement ring in 20, when she arrived in a new country, she requested the miners to look for salt. The result came soon. The miners discovered salt deposits near Krakow.
This color is just an effect of corrosion. Of course, you don't have to trust me that these cauliflowers are salty. They can taste it. It's just an explosion, don't worry. Here I'm going to explain you why. We are miners caused by a very dangerous gas called methane. Like in the air, that is why air looks this gas up below the ceiling. These chambers are about 350 years old. And is very well preserved by salt, currently as hard as a rock. Our miner says that this wooden chest should stay here for at least next 300 years.
Similar to spa, being immersed in a salt-rich environment like this, known as halotherapy or salt therapy. Their studies show that it can help with respiratory conditions, allergies, and even some skin conditions.
We walk on the original railway tracks made in the end of 19th century. Of course, these tracks are useless today because of corrosion. And on the left, they find an exhibition of tools designed especially for horizontal transport.
Now, in this 330 meters underground, let's explore more fascinating facts about the Wieliczka salt mine that I discovered on their official website. First of all, the mine has an extensive tunnel network beneath the Wieliczka town, which stretches almost 300 kilometers across 9 levels. While visitors like us only explore a fraction of this intricate labyrinth, but it's also the most important part of the mine. This mine is an 800-step underground journey, with the deepest point reaching approximately 330 meters below ground.
These three ones were made by Mr. Józef Markowski, one of three architects of the most beautiful place in our mine. You are going to see this place in about 5 minutes. These ones welcome us to the second higher level, which is 90 meters below the surface. What is you doing currently? Of course, we're using more than one just one. And actually, this is the only way we produce the salt today. Since 1996, our mine is officially unoperated. How is preserved by salt. Also, let's take a look at the chandelier. This is wooden chandelier decorated with halite.
This mine has 4 chapels inside, and this chapel of Saint Kinga is the most popular, meticulously carved from 20,000 tons of salt by the miners. It can accommodate up to 400 people.
Almost everything in this wonderful chapel is made of salt. Our beautiful sculptures, corridors, seating halls, the staircase, even the floor.
Yes, you hear him right. The mine is mostly made of salt. Except for a few wooden elements, the mine's interior, including walls, crystal decorations, and sculptures, is a remarkable work of art, showcasing the miners' artistic skills and attention to detail. Today, you can book a healing retreat in the underground healing center of Wieliczka salt mine. This unconventional health resort provides respiratory ailments, spa, therapies, and more. I've included the link to Wieliczka Spa website in the description, in case you're interested in staying in the spa for a full halotherapy. Today, the mine is over 700 years old. It was first discovered in the 13th century, when miners found a grey rock salt in Wieliczka town. Over years, we're in this depth underground, approximately 3 meters deeper than the height of the Eiffel Tower. And the salts here kept various ancient mining tools and machinery in surprisingly good condition, offering us a glimpse into the technological evolution of salt mining. The natural purity of salt, combined with a deep connection to the earth within this mine, creates a powerful space for healing. At the end of this guided tour, take advantage of the free time to linger, especially in their chapel. It's a perfect setting for reflection, releasing negative energy and inviting peace and healing into your life. As we come to the end of this journey, I hope this video has helped you understand the importance of planning a thoughtful and comforting itinerary for your visit to Auschwitz, to traveling back in time to one of the world's oldest operating salt mines. You're not only witnessing history, but it's also about creating space for emotional reflection and healing while honoring the past with the respect it deserves. by balancing the heaviness of Auschwitz with moments of peace. Whether in the calming environment of the Wieliczka salt mine or in Krakow Old Town, you can ensure that your experience is both meaningful and manageable. After a night's sleep, we come to the final day in Krakow, which is our checkout day. Now I want to take this time to thank you for joining me on this journey. You can click on the link in the up right corner where I share about the unique time I had in Krakow's Old Town. Your butt is on the screen. I will share this. I hope this sharing helps you prepare for your own visit and that it brings you not just understanding but also the emotional support needed for such an important trip. Safe travels, and may your journey be one of the deep reflection and growth. I'll see you in the next video.